getting started. Floor is yours.
Good evening, folks, and welcome to Dice&Decks presents The Frigid Wastes. Before we get started, we're going to have the adventurers experience what it's like to walk in the world of Phalor for the first time. Greetings to you, and welcome to Phalor. Forgive my boldness, but you have the look of one off for adventure. Not that it presents a problem. We have had many travelers in our long and storied history. It is my sworn duty to make contact with all would-be adventurers. That we are conversing is to your benefit, for I have seen the rise of many legends in my time. Those who heed well the words within, as well as those who disregard them. As many as I have seen achieve prominence, though, would not but number 1,000th of 1,000th of 1% of those I have seen fall. I do not fret, however, as I am sure you will heed these words, and one day be counted among those whom achieved great renown. No, no, this cannot be right. Why this vision? Why now? Forgive my ill manners. This is most unusual. I must leave you now. Sisters of fate willing, we shall meet again. Yes, we will meet again. And when we do, I will make up for this slight on my honor. A small recompense in the meantime. I bequeath unto you the knowledge necessary to begin your journey. The above is what occurs the first day you set off to adventure. Before you meet your companions, before you have your first battle, before you earn your first gold, before you charm your first love, before you free your first captive, before you set foot in your first dungeon, and before you slay your first dragon, you are given this knowledge. Now each of you has experienced this in times past, and when you do get together, you share this experience with one another. And the only other thing that I'm going to give to you guys is those of you who are already in the town, why don't we have you guys introduce yourselves? So if you want to start with that, David, go ahead.
All right. My character is Bobby the Bread Not Baker. A little bit of a background about him. I won't go too much into detail. He was when he was a young man, he was a squire and a personal chef to the General Mark Tullius. He got the name from a bread knot from a battle that laid waste to 60,000 troops. He got this name by defeating an enemy and saving his general's life who had been pinned under his horse. He beat the guy to death with some overcooked bread. Since then, he's moved on, retired from adventuring for a little while, moved up north to open a baking shop in a frontier. This is where he met a person named Talus Chain, who helped build the walls, and he supplied them with coffee, tea, wine, and fresh baked goods. And has since then been hoping to get a party together to go on an adventure again.
All right, thanks for that. Next we have Joe. Joe, tell us a little bit about your character.
My character has been kicked out of his hometown of Dormont on Xenoceres. There was an incident with his lute playing that he's actually not really proficient in. He actually was playing and the strings broke and flew across the inn room that he was playing in. The center stage that he had kind of blew up with lute strings, and somebody got stabbed in the eye with one. And he wasn't found at fault necessarily, but he was asked to leave the city post haste. So he had to leave on the first ship out of Dormont, and that ship was having to sail to the Frigid Wastes. So he's kind of on an adventure, sort of not what he was expecting to do, but had to do. But I'm not there yet.
All right. Sean, you're going to be up next if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself and the character.
Okay. My character is Tordek. He's got the nickname of Warhawk because anytime he'd go into a sparring match or knew he was going into battle, he'd put his hair up in a big old mohawk that wound up standing probably close to about a foot off the top of his head. He's seen a fair amount of battle, not a whole lot, but in his time with the guard as a guardsman, he committed an atrocity, let's say, and he refuses to speak of it, and because of such, he was banished from his clan and his home, and has wandered pretty much aimlessly until now.
All right, perfect. Thank you. Owen, that would be you up next.
Owen, you got muted.
My name is Simos Verigar. I come from a wealthy, high elf family. I was sent to college by my family to learn the art of wizardry. Unfortunately, as a kind of rogue project of my own, I had a botched polymorph spell on my roommate, in which he turned into a dragon wormling that was far too big to fit in the room that we existed in. So therefore, we kind of busted out, and upon riding his back, the polymorph spell failed quickly and ended, and we came crashing to the ground, upon which I used him to cushion my fall. And now he is dead, and in exchange for the university keeping quiet about this little incident, I allowed them to reap the rewards of my family sending the tuition checks to the school, and I am now a wanderer.
And you wandered on a boat to Stesia?
And I wandered on a boat to Stesia, and currently my status is that I happen to wander into the Dreadnought's bakery shop with every intention of finding some free booze and bread in his basement. Unfortunately, I found that booze and drank it and fell unconscious in his basement. And that is my current state.
And
Awesome. Thank you for that.
then my character, Talus Chain, is the lucky one who found him drunk in the basement, and I would have beat him unconscious if he had been awake, but I figured he was already there, so I carried him upstairs and put him in a bed because Talus is a good guy. He's a human male. He's got a little size to him, but otherwise he's fairly unassuming looking. He doesn't have any tattoos or scars. He doesn't carry any weapons. He wears very plain clothing for the most part. His younger days he will not speak of unless really pressed, but he will say that during his teen years he was raised in a temple of the Sacred Fist, which is a monastery of monks. So he, after completing his initial training, went out into the world basically to help other people, to help heal and spread goodwill. He's a very pious individual and can often be found in prayer when he's not working at the Dreadnought Bakery, where he takes his meager earnings to help the poor, and maybe slipping them a free meal every once in a while if he can.
All right. Thank you for sharing. So you guys are all already in the town, and what are you guys doing on this day? As you're expecting a ship to come in with some goods, so you can resupply the store, getting ready for the ways to freeze shut. This is the end of the 4 months, or excuse me, the 3 months out of the year where you're actually able to get shipments. And you've got a shipment coming in today. Should restock some of your stuff that's running low. So, Bobby, do you want to talk on that, or Ty, or who wants to tell us what you guys are doing for that?
I'll say that I am simply unconscious, and these states usually last late into the day for me unless I am awoken by someone else.
Well, Palace was going to go to Bobby and basically ask, um, since we've got a ship coming in, what if I wake our our house guest, and since he owes you a little bit now, maybe we can put him to work unloading the ship.
Yeah, I like that idea, Talos. You always give me good ideas. Yes. Make the drunkard go unload the ship with you, and I will be here preparing some food when you get back.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'll head upstairs and try to wake the drunkard. I think that's his character name now. Um, and if I can, inform him that he's been pressed into unloading a ship down at the
Oh
harbor there.
no. Oh no, not again. God, I just always get trapped into this hard labor. I'm so weak, but I guess what's due is due. Can I at least get a free meal out of it? Please. I'm begging you because I am really hungry and really tired.
Didn't you already have some free food and drink?
Okay, I'll pay you. That's just fine. Whatever it takes. I'm happy to do work for my due, and I do sincerely apologize for whatever may or may not have happened last night.
Well, come with me down to the ship, and I'll bring some rolls with us. We can eat those along the way.
I'd be happy to help.
Okay.
All right, so you guys set off for the docks. Bobby, what are you doing while they're heading off to the docks?
Just gonna prepare some food and um, just really get ready if anyone's gonna come in today to pick some food, coffee, or whatever up for the day.
Okay. So that leaves you, Mr. Dwarf. What are you up to?
I'm already down at the docks waiting for the ship to come in and waiting for them to lower the gangplank or start lowering the crane or however it is they're going to put them down on the dock so I can start shoving them back where they go.
Okay. So I'll bring up an image of the docks here for you guys to take a look at, so you can see what it looks like. It's under your journal, and then locations, the dock at Stesia. I've got it up on my screen here. I just hit to show to players, and you guys should see that, I believe.
Yep, that'd be correct.
All right, do you guys see that now, or?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. So that's what it looks like. Not right now because not the ice on the water. Like a ship's just come in and they're starting to pull it towards the docks. And yeah, you're basically on that lower wooden platform there. If you're down there, so that would be you, Mr. Dwarf, and you, Mr. Wizard, as well. And then Bobby, you said that you're back in the shop, right?
Yeah, just preparing stuff for the day, small amount.
Okay.
So,
So this ship starts to come in, and they're pulling it towards you. What's your interest in this? I apologize. I'm looking for your character name here. Tordek. What's your interest in the ship coming in? I mean, food, or is it supplies? What do you do?
At the time, I've kind of been working as a deckhand here through the past maybe the past month and a half or so. I've wandered into town.
Okay. And you also took up work at the weaponsmith, right? If I recall correctly.
Yes.
Awesome. So you're trying to learn that craft. The guy who's currently running the shop, he's a bit of a drunk too, isn't he?
Yeah, quite a bit. I haven't learned a whole lot other than how to fetch a bottle.
Nice. Okay, so you're
That's
standing
kind
at the docks. The ship comes in, and standing on the docks, you see this really colorfully dressed individual. I'll let him introduce himself to you guys.
He's got what looks close to being a jester's outfit on, minus the hat, but it's definitely skin tight, not really meant to be out in the frozen wastes. He's kind of chilled at the moment, sitting at the top of the ship waiting for the gangplank to drop down, and just kind of wondering where he's at. He has a little bit of a look of bewilderment on his face, I guess, and a little bit of rushed. He's wanting to get off the ship.
Go ahead.
Well, Talus is down there, their drunkard. This one anyway. When he sees this fellow not dressed for the cold, he will. If he sees him coming off the ship, he'll take off his cloak and offer it to him. I'm sorry, sir, but this isn't the type of climate where you should be dressed that way. Here, please take my cloak and keep yourself warm.
Well, as he approaches you and you offer him the clothes, he breaks into. He's trying to raise his spirits, and he breaks into a little bit of a song, and he sings, we're men in tights. Damn, it is cold out here. I would appreciate something to put on. Thank you."
Okay, very well.
All right. So, what do you think of this? What do you think of this, Simos?
I say, Chain, man, what the hell are you doing? You're gonna freeze out here without your cloak on.
I'm fine.
And
by the way, that wine you drank was really expensive.
I know. Let me make it up to you. At least let me start.
If you empty the entire ship by yourself, we might be even.
First of all, I can't do that. I am far too weak. What if I'm gonna go ahead and let's strike a bargain here, okay? Will you help me out? I know you really care for this guy. Let me take your cloak back, and I'll just do him a favor and cast Endure Elements, or whatever it may be.
You can do that, but that won't last forever. He can keep the cloak.
Yeah, okay. He can keep the cloak. All right, fine. I'll do it. I'll unload the whole thing. Anything to settle the score. I know
I'm joking with you. Don't worry. I'll help you.
I was a real burden on you guys last night. I know I'll do whatever it takes to set the score right. You guys seem like good people, and I'm sorry for whatever my intentions were. I wasn't in the right state of mind.
I think your intentions were to get drunk.
They were, and it was really as simple as that. And I apologize.
Tordek, you see these guys bickering, Tordek, and complaining about having to do a little work and unload this ship. How does your mighty dwarf feel about that?
Well, I kind of stand back and I'm just kind of laughing at him, and I step forward and I say, if he's to unload the ship by himself, I suppose that means I'd get the day off. Let him. His good fortune with the alcohol seems to be my good fortune on the dock today.
I'm only here to unload bread. That's all I know I'm in it for. So, what do you need?
I'll help him unload too.
All right, I appreciate that.
Well, the three of us will get it done quicker. Let's go.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
So my character is not interested in necessarily unloading the ship that he just scrambled off of, but hearing a conversation about people drinking and gathering, I believe he would ask one of the three, and he would say, so is there a place where people gather and have a good time in this really, really cold city? Village, town?
I say, follow me. I found this great spot last night. It's right up the road.
Well, if you could take me there, I do feel that I might be able to have a good time with everyone.
If you're following him, you're
All
waiting until
right.
the work's done.
All right. I'm kind of stuck unloading this boat. So you can either wait and watch, or you can give us a hand and get it done quicker, and we can get right to it.
I do not partake in physical labor.
Well, neither do I, but I got no choice.
Physical labor's good for the soul.
So is a song. Would you like to hear one?
I would love to.
The soul is good. It is very, very good. Music helps the soul.
I'll give you a gold piece just to be quiet.
Yes. I take it greedily. My hand reaches out and grabs it.
I will. I mean, I don't think the place we're at. I don't think the city's that huge. So if possible, I'll just give him directions to the bakery and tell him there's warm food. It's not really a tavern, but there is warm food and there's drink to be had there. And
So you tell him to go up the boardwalk and take a left, basically, because that's about all it is.
And I'll tell him the proprietor there will definitely know of other places in town if this minstrel is interested in them.
Well, I appreciate that, and I head off in that direction.
I'm just gonna get started unloading this boat because that's what I'm here for. I want to get this shit done with.
Yeah, I'll do that too.
So while you guys are busy unloading the boat, Trouble, you walk in, you find the establishment that they're describing, and what are you doing currently, Bobby, in your bread shop? Are you making bread right now as he's walking in the door, or what are you doing?
So he walks in, and I'm in there just beating yeast with my rolling pin and punching it to knead it.
Well, hello, good sir. Seems like you have started this day early.
Customer already? Jeez, kind of early. Yeah, I had some unfortunate circumstances last night. Someone may have broke into my shop. He's lucky I didn't get at him first, but,
I believe I heard a conversation just down the street explaining something along those lines, that there was now a debt to be paid.
Oh yeah, there's a huge debt that needs to be paid. But
Well,
anyway, how can I help you?
I was directed here for some good warming food and a place to rest until they can finish their work on the docks and the ships, I guess.
All right. Well, welcome to Healing Goodies. We have coffee and tea and wine, if you prefer any of those, and some sake. We also have a plethora of baked goodies, such as cinnamon buns, donuts. If you want some nice sweet bread or just some normal loaf of warm bread, I can get those right for you.
I would like a cinnamon bun and some morning tea, please, if you could.
Very well.
I
And
appreciate
Bobby's going to go prepare that.
And I sit down at... Do you have tables or benches?
And tables, and then there's some stools up near the front. It's almost like a bar where I would take orders at the very front of the house.
I would sit up there then.
Is there anyone else that is in there currently, or are you just sitting there alone waiting on your breakfast?
Well, I heard I guess I heard him say that it was early in the morning, so I didn't assume there was anybody else in there.
Okay, so you're sitting alone there while he's busy baking. Back on the docks, you guys are unloading it. Do you want to go through and describe what you're finding as you're unloading the docks, or do you just want to skip ahead to when you get the day done?
I figure we can skip ahead. I mean, unless there's specific items I'm looking for to take to the shop. We'll kind of put those in a particular area.
I found a couple batches of yeast, a couple batches of dough and grains. I figure these guys probably need it right back at that shop, right? It's probably where we're headed, right? And I asked the shipmaster where these things are set to go.
And if we're getting in a new order of anything alcoholic, I will definitely keep my eye on it.
Yeah, there's actually a couple of crates you notice that are labeled alcohol. One of them happens to have, a couple of extra ropes tied around it just to kind of make sure it stays shut tight because apparently it's worth a bit more than the rest.
Yeah, I'll make sure I take care of those.
And I'm going to keep a close eye on where exactly those are headed as well.
Sounds good. So, Tordik, is there anything that you're wanting to do while you're at the docks? Anything in particular you're waiting on coming in?
No, I'm not waiting on anything in particular. I'm just paid to move boxes, so I'm getting them done as quick as I can so I can get out of the cold and get my pay and get some warm food in me.
Now you recognize one of the symbols on one of the crates that's labeled alcohol, and it looks like it's what your mentor with the smithing, what he happens to partake in. Do you remember to pick that up, or do you just leave that on the ship?
Yeah, better pick it up. He provides me my room, so.
Okay, sounds good to me. So you remember to grab that crate off there and carry that off to a shop. So after a few hours unloading the ship, you guys find what it is that you're looking for, and eventually Talus and Samos, you guys proceed back to the shop where you know that Bobby's waiting for you. And Tordik, you kind of go back and turn in your uh, alcohol and anything else that you were getting for the smith, and then finish unloading the other goods for the civilians of the town that don't have their own place. And what do you do once you're done doing all that? He says, "I don't have any work for you. Ain't nobody looking for weapons here. I'm just gonna finish drinking." Do you stay there at the shop and try to like learn on your own, or do you head over to the bakery?
Yeah, I hang out for a bit and see about working some steel, pumping the forge and making sure it stays hot, and uh, get a nice piece of straight iron, good and glowing red hot, and take it over to an anvil and start working at it. And after a while, I've got really piss poor blades started, and just kind of look at it in frustration and toss it down and screw this. Getting drunk sounds good, and I head over to the bakery looking to get something to drink.
All right, yeah. I mean, you remember them clearly taking that large crate with the extra roping around it to make sure it stays well protected. And
Oh yeah, plus I heard them arguing about the drunkard getting in there and drinking up a lot, so I figure there's got to be something good there.
yeah, and you would know that this is the last ship of the season, so I mean, you got to get it while it's good, right?
Yep.
All right. So you guys eventually all end up back at the shop. Uh, Bobby, since you've been busy cooking all day, the day's coming to a close here. It's probably about 3, 4 in the afternoon. You can either close up shop and just kind of enjoy the company of those that are already there, or you can leave it open late and see what happens.
I'll leave it open an extra hour past closing because if everyone's coming here as the last day of the season for ships, definitely just so people can get their fill of things in case they want to taste the new fresh stock, and then I'll close it a little bit after 6 p.m.
I offer to entertain the large gathering.
I'm going to ask Bobby if there's anything I can do to help. First of all, I want to ask, hey Bobby, is my score settled? First of all,
No.
anything else I need to do for you before I can start making some real money here? Because I'm broke as hell.
Well, you're gonna have to go take orders for everybody. I've already cooked for most stuff, so you can bring them their orders. And when everyone's done, you're gonna have to stack the chairs and scrub down the tables. And
Alright,
that's gonna be day one.
sounds good. I do that.
All right. So while you guys are having a good time and you're busy, getting the shop cleaned up after hours, just as you're about to lock up shop, there's a knock at the door. And you hear a woman's voice saying, "Are you still open?"
I was just about to close up, Um, and he's gonna open. It's Healing Goodies is what it's called.
Okay.
He's gonna open up the door and see this woman or match
Sure.
voice to face, I should
Okay.
say.
So she comes in and she's got on like a red cloak, and you see standing outside the door when you crack it open, a large horned animal. It looks a little bit like a caribou, and it it just stands there and it kind of like turns its head towards you, and you see like a faint glitter in its eyes, and you swear that it's more than what it appears to be. You've seen these animals before in your days up here, but this one seems special somehow. And the woman's fairly attractive, and she kind of looks at you, and she looks back outside, and she says, "Too bad he's not able to come in here with me. I usually don't like to leave him out, alone for too long, but I'll sit down for a moment if you'll have me. Thank you
Yeah,
for letting me in."
no problem. You can. I don't mind if he were to come in as long as if you have some kind of control over his antlers in some way, so he doesn't knock things over. But I seem to have got a new worker, so in any case, I can wake him up in the middle of the night to clean it up.
I appreciate it. I'm afraid his rag is too large to fit through the door, even sideways.
That's my kind of customer. What can I do for you today?
She kind of looks at you and she's like, "Customer? I I am but a traveler. I have no coin, unfortunately, and I was I wandered my way in here in the hopes that maybe you could tell me a little bit about this land that we are in. It's strange to me. I'm new here, and I come here with my friend."
I'll come forward. Talus will come forward, and he won't touch her, but he will hold out a hand as if to take her hand if she'll allow it. And he'll say, "Please, lady, have a seat here. I'll get you something warm to drink to bring your spirits up and to keep the chill off of you. And I'll turn around to go to get some. If we have some already made, to get some hot tea. If not, I'll make it. And as I pass Bobby, I'll say, "You can take it out of my wages."
Like, don't worry, it's just one person. Um, would you like to feed your friend outside? I have some bread from the day if you would like some.
Oh yes, that would be wonderful. We haven't eaten very well on the ship, and he doesn't do too well with the rocking back and forth from the waves.
Okay. So Bobby's gonna go and reach his hand over the bar, and one of the loaves of bread he's gonna crack in half and give one half to her, and then he's gonna tear the rest of the other half up and give it to the caribou outside.
Perfect. So, she kind of takes it after kind of like eyeing it strangely, and she grabs it and she begins to like tear off little pieces and put them into her mouth, and then after she's had maybe two or three little bites like that, she actually goes outside and gives the half to the caribou, and then to uh, the other half that she was eating to the caribou as well. And she says, I do not need much, but he is special to me, and I must care for him."
Very well.
Would a song make him feel better?
He is not one for music, but it wouldn't hurt.
It might.
I stand in the doorway and I start singing to the caribou. Oh, caribou, what is wrong with you? I'd like to make you feel better and want you to be good.
The caribou kind of like the caribou kind of snorts through its nostrils, looks at you strangely, tilting its head, and like almost wobbles it back and forth in disgust.
See, the caribou, it's got the right idea.
Don't I get to make a roll for that or something?
I believe it's performance check, I believe.
Yeah, I perform thing.
Yeah, I mean, if you'd like to make a roll for it, go ahead.
Oh!
It's not terrible.
So it's all right. I mean, it's kind of like a little bit better than nails scratching on a chalkboard, but uh, the caribou still does exactly what I said. It just snorts through the nostrils and shakes its head, looking at you like, "What was that?" She comes back into the bar after this, brief scene, or back into the bakery, healing goodies, and she takes a seat, and she kind of waits for a little bit. Are you guys having any kind of conversation between each other, or are you waiting for her to speak, or?
Bobby's waiting for her to speak because
I'll bring her
She's
her
closing.
tea when it's ready, and um, unless she seems wary of it, I'll sit down across from her and ask her what brings you to this far north.
I seen a light in the sky. Did you not see it?
I do not remember seeing a light.
She says, "Surely you must see the light. It's like a great beacon in the sky. It's drawing me here."
I'll stand and go to the door and kind of look out and above and see if I notice anything unusual.
Sure, why don't you give me a spot check on that?
Uh,
There you
that'll
go.
be that'll be a 21 altogether.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, I mean, you're looking around and you're not missing anything as far as you know, but you certainly do not see any kind of beacon in the sky.
I'll go back inside and look to the others and kind of shake my head a little bit. Um, and then I'll sit down across from her again and say, "Madam, I'm sorry. I did not witness anything unusual. Perhaps you have a gift of sight that I myself do not have."
We're all gifted in some ways. I'm sorry that you can't see it. It's a lovely beacon, and I find myself compelled to head towards it. Will you be going out? Will you be leaving the city this night?
I had I had no plans to leave tonight. Are you not staying with us for a while?
I I cannot. I felt drawn to stop here briefly, just to. I don't know. I don't know why, but something told me that I needed to stop here and speak with you all. I'm sorry. I must go now. And she kind of like puts down her tea and she says, "Thank you for your hospitality. I really must be going." And she kind of rushes towards the door. Does anyone try to stop her or say anything?
Bobby's gonna hand her another loaf of bread. Be like, at least take this, so that way you don't starve out there if you have to leave.
As they're on their way out, I gotta ask. Excuse me, if you don't mind my asking, what is so important about this caribou to you? Why does it mean so much?
It's always been in our family. It's really old, and I don't know how long ago or whence it came, but we saw the beacon, and he motioned me. He nudged me with his head, to get on the ship, and here we are. I really must go now. I'm terribly sorry. Thank you for the loaf of bread.
Um,
I'd say I have no ties to this place. Please let me accompany you and help you in any way I can. Whatever it may be, it's better than what I have happening here.
I'll jump up and I'm not going to block her way, but I'll go stand by the doorway and say, "Madam, it is cold here. You must realize that this far north, and it's even colder at night, and it can be dangerous. Why do you not stay here for the night, and in the morning you can get up and be on your way, and some of us can go with you?"
Are you
Yeah.
trying to like persuade her in that action, or are you just trying to speak your mind?
Um, no, I suppose I'm trying to persuade her.
All right, why don't you roll a diplomacy check on that one then?
Well, Tordek, kind of trying to help, would kind of stand up and say, "Yeah, girl, stay for the night, and we'll head out in the morning."
Since you're within 30 feet of me, add a +1 to that tie as well. So it'd be
Oh,
a 27.
27 then.
She kind of looks back at you guys and she says, "You have shown me much kindness. I I might be able to delay until morning, but please, at first light, we really must leave. I don't know what's going on, but I know I need to be there. I need to be wherever this light's coming from with all due haste. You must understand. Is there
No,
anything you can do for my caribou?"
I'll look to Bobby. I don't know if we have any kind of stable or anything
Um,
here.
I don't think we do, but we might be able to bring him to storage out back and give him at least some warmth in there.
Okay, so hearing that you have some option to keep the caribou out from the cold, she's a little bit better with that because she really just doesn't want him standing there all night out in the open with the other people of the town. She doesn't seem to trust people well. Is what you guys are picking up.
Okay. And Bobby's response to Seamus trying to leave with her right there is he's not going to go anywhere because he still owes me coin or labor, so nice try, but I'm not going to let you leave
Yeah,
that easy.
yeah, I got that. I would like to know what exactly I owe still. Night stay, I mean, I gave you back what I got. I didn't really drink that much, I promise.
Let's see, what were they? Were they 200 gold a bottle?
Yeah, and I remember him going through more than one bottle.
Yeah,
And let's see.
that was our
Talus
best
doesn't
stuff.
make that in a year, and neither
Alright,
do I
let's
if,
just assume two
I
bottles
don't sell
because
goods.
I know what I
So,
can do and what I can't. I drank 2 bottles of your wine. Let's settle the score at that. Can
so
we do
that
that? 200 gold.
So 719 days from now, it sounds like you'll be able to be free of your labor.
Or I can just pay 200, 400 gold, right?
if you can fork over 400 gold right now, I'm sure you'll be free of it.
All right,
But
uh,
also, it's going to be a little bit of an interest because we have to wait another 9 months for the ships to come back. So it'll be about 250, it'll be 450.
and for the 2 night stay now.
All right, 450.
Don't
Call it
forget the
even.
taxes and the shipping fees.
That's right. 475.
450, and we'll call it even.
475, or you work here for the next 2 years.
Like what? 25 gold for 2 years of work?
475 total.
Okay, fine. You're a hard bargain. 475 it is. It's yours. I got it in my pocket right here.
I doubt that it's in your pocket, but you
Yeah,
reached in
yeah.
your
My
you
dogs
reached
are
in
up.
your.
My dogs are out back. 475. I'll go grab it for you. While I'm
So
out back, I look for a cellar. By the way.
you're checking to see if they have like a separate
I'm
cellar
gonna see if
access.
I'm gonna see if there's a cellar door to the basement.
Okay. Well, is there, Bobby? This your shop?
Um, we don't have a separate cellar. We store everything in the storage where the caribou is. So,
Ah! I will grab. Okay, I'm gonna see see what's back there.
Okay. So you go back and to your surprise, well, so who's actually putting the caribou in storage? Is that you, Tordek, or is that you,
I'm
Clef?
gonna I'm gonna offer on my way back out there that I'll show her. I'll show her back to where she can keep the caribou for the night.
I'll go with you.
Okay, fine.
Well,
I
and
don't want you
I was
breaking any of my barrels full of wine or getting into them again.
And I was going to offer her she can stay in my quarters for the night
Woo!
if she wants,
Tie.
and I will stay with her caribou friend.
So you're gonna sleep out in storage?
Sure, if she agrees to stay in my room.
She tells you that she appreciates the offer of staying in your room, but if anyone should stay with her caribou, it should be her. He's easily frightened.
It's okay. Talus will take care of your friend. You at least have a warm bed, and my family is upstairs, so you don't have anything to worry about if that's what you're afraid of.
And I'll tell her, I have a way with people and animals. I can usually get along. To talk metagame for a moment, I don't really have any animal skills, but I figure my calming aura might help.
Okay, so your intent
my
is
dealings.
maybe see if we can use that. All right.
Yeah.
Bardic, what are you in trouble doing here?
I am wondering how early in the morning we are leaving because I am not prepared to be in the cold. So I have some coin, and I'm kind of nervous about this group that I have just gotten into trying to go outside in the frigid air and the snow.
Okay. Tordic?
Well, having figured out we're leaving in the morning, I decided that I should probably head back to my room to get my armor and stuff ready for in the morning. And I tell Treble on the way out that I say to him, if you'd like to save some coin, I'm sure there's a spot that could put you up for the night.
I would appreciate that. Where would that be? Could you direct me?
It'll be just down the street at the Smiths.
That sounds great. I'll head that way.
So you offer to put him up in the loft?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's nothing fancy, but there's more than enough room for him and I, and we ain't gotta be right up on top of each other or nothing.
Sounds good. All right, so you guys take your places for the night. Simos and Bobby, you guys go back to the storage unit, and as you're leading the caribou back there, again, not only do you get this feeling, Samos, but also Bobby gets it as well. And it's that there's something different about this caribou. The eyes they don't seem like a normal caribou's eyes. And you guys have both seen this type of beast up here before.
I mean, to be completely honest, I have a personal tendency towards animals. I love animals, and I'm just gonna pet it, hang out back there. I'm not ready to quite go back. I ask Bobby if he wants to hang out with me for a minute. Just hang out on the side and have a little chill session for a minute, I guess.
Very well, and just because I want to keep an eye on you, I should wait out here as well.
Yeah, I'm not quite ready to go back in yet.
Weird.
I'm just gonna hang out, spend some time with it. That's all.
Okay, so do you try to converse with each other about like what you think's going on at all? Like, do you feel awkward that way, or are you just gonna talk about nothing important? And
I was gonna say, Bobby, you think there's something different about this caribou, or is it just me?
Yeah, and it has a little something with it. I can't quite put my finger on it, but it doesn't seem like a normal one. At least for the ones that I've hunted out here to feed my family, it seems a little bit different.
I mean, I'm kind of new to the region myself personally, but I don't know. It seems like there's something special about it. You think maybe we should go in and ask? I forgot her name.
she hasn't given you her name. She just said that she's a wanderer.
All right.
Maybe it's some sort of, I don't know. Maybe some sort of blessed beast or something, but
Maybe we should just keep an eye on it. All right. What do you think?
Well, I think if Talus is going to stay out here, then he'll be able to keep an eye on it throughout the night, and it should be fine. But
Yeah, alright. Alright, I'm
we
gonna
can still ask her about it.
on our way in, I'm gonna mention to Talus kind of what we're saying, that it seems like there's something a little different about it, that he might want to keep his eyes open during the night.
Okay. And I don't know for sure, but I kind of took it for granted that I might have like a small room here at the bakery.
You do.
Okay. And I will show her there. It would probably be very Spartan, but clean and serviceable.
Okay. So you guys make ready for the night. Time's passing fairly quickly here as you're, talking back and forth and really just trying to figure out, what's going on with this caribou and making sure that everyone's comfortable. And she's just really hesitant to like get up and go into the room, but eventually, she agrees. She doesn't drink more than half the glass of the tea that you made her, but she really did seem to enjoy it, and you could almost swear that she was smiling for a moment, as she was sipping from it. Um, you go back out of the shop, and you head towards the caribou, getting ready to wind down for the night. Meanwhile, Treble and Tordic, what are you guys doing over at the Smiths?
I'm voicing my concern about gear and wondering if he has any input on where I can get prepped early in the morning.
Well, as he's questioning and talking, I'm getting my scale mail and my axe and my other gear and all this put together and ready for in the morning. And when I kind of look at him and we're right over the top of a smith. This is if you need weapons or armor, it's downstairs. And I'm sure you could probably get away with just taking it. The master's good and drunk. He's passed out.
I say, well, I'm not quite that evil to just steal somebody's wares. I'm willing to pay. And I have gear. I have studded leather armor on that looks very nice, and I have long swords. But I'm just worried about being prepared for the cold weather. Is there a general store that may be available at some point?
The Smith's shop actually is really the only other place that sells things in town. And he's got a couple of like old, smelly clothing articles that he's probably taken from people who set out beyond the walls before and just haven't returned. What they do in Stasia, just to kind of give you guys a rundown here, is it's kind of brutal. I will go ahead and just read you what Stasia is all about. And I'm sorry, I'm calling it Stasia. It's Specia. Specia is the only town in the Frigid Wastes, like I said before, and they divide all of the goods up of people who don't return after just a couple of weeks. They assume that you're dead, and your belongings and even your dwelling, it's either taken down or given to somebody else if there's someone needing one, and it's used amongst the townsfolk. So it might not fit perfectly, but you've got a nice piece of, smelly cloth. There's a few options for you. You can either choose like a cloak that has some holes in it, but is a little bit thicker, or you can take or even smellier, but no holes, long coat. So this is not just for around your neck. This is like an actual full coat. But it's a little bit large for you. It's probably double the size that you actually would need. Those are your options.
I would take the cloak. I would take the coat, and I would use it to wrap around as tightly as possible. And I do not notice any of the smell. I say, this is amazing. This is really nice and warm.
Well, as far as As far as warmth, wait till you're out in the wind.
I look forward to it.
Uh,
Maybe I'll sing a song about it.
Oh Lord, no.
what exactly is this happening? You guys buying this stuff at night?
No, we're above the forge in the loft at the Smiths.
Okay. But is it still the
Uh,
same night? It's not the next morning yet, or no?
yeah, no, it's the same night. We haven't crashed out yet. This is kind of our preparations.
All right. Okay. Well, I don't know what's going on exactly, but once people start winding down for the night, I'm gonna go outside and cast the alarm spell right outside the caribou's crib, wherever it's hanging out, right in the doorway to that place.
Okay, perfect. And then anyone else want to do anything before you hit the hay? It's starting to get pretty late.
Bobby's gonna go check on his children who are sleeping, see if they're doing okay.
So when you go and check on your children, you have a son and daughter? Yeah. What are your?
I have 2 sons and a daughter, and 1 daughter who is deceased.
Oh,
Okay.
Lord.
So your daughter, she's looking out her window and she says, "Daddy, Daddy, do you see the light?"
What light?
And she's pointing. She goes, "Daddy, that light over there."
I'm gonna look out the window as well. Do I see anything?
You want to roll a spot check for me?
Sure. Can you see the dice tray, all right? Or do you want me to turn on the light?
Yeah, I
We
can
can
see.
see it.
All right. D20. 16 on the die. Let me look at my spot check. I believe I have like a +2. It's not a whole lot. Nope, +3. So 19 total.
Okay, so I mean, you're pretty sure again you're not missing anything. You're kind of scanning back and forth. You're looking directly where her finger's pointing, like she's like holding it right up to the side of your temple, and she's like, "Right there, Daddy, right there at the light. It's really bright and pretty."
Like I don't see anything.
Oh, Daddy, why not?
I don't know. I guess you have a special ability that Dad does not have.
Is it time for bed again, Daddy?
You know it is.
But
Come on, I'll tuck you in.
the light, Daddy. I want to go to the light.
You can't go to the light. You can look at it more tomorrow, but you need to get some sleep.
Okay, Dad. And
And he's gonna like burrito tuck her in, lifting the mattress and everything and stuffing the covers under the mattress type deal.
so you're concerned that she might try to leave?
Yep.
Okay.
And he's gonna bolt the windows so she can't get out.
All right, so you fasten the windows, closing everything as tight as you can, and she goes, "Daddy, it's really tight. I can't really breathe. Do I have to have this so tight, Dad?"
All right, I'll loosen up the covers a little bit,
Okay.
but
She said,
making sure the
"Dad,
window's locked and everything.
Dad, you forgot to give me a kiss."
All right. And he goes over and gives her a kiss on the forehead. He's like, "Go to sleep." All right.
No story?
No story tonight.
You're always so busy with the shop. I wish we could go back to where we were from. I don't like living here. It's too cold.
It'll get better. You'll get used to the cold. Don't worry.
What was with that animal with the horns? His eyes were pretty.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out myself, but he is a good-looking beast.
Did you see his eyes, Daddy?
I did.
Can I ride him?
No, you can't.
Oh, come
He's not
on.
yours, and
Dad,
it'd be kind of
I
rude.
can't go to the light and I can't ride the caribou. You're no fun.
I'll buy you a horse when we get back.
But horses die here. People eat them. I don't want a horse.
Do
Can
you
I get
want a
a wolf?
caribou?
Can I get a wolf, Dad?
All right, you want some like my sled dogs? All right, we'll get a wolf. I'll get you one.
Yeah, I want to go for a ride on the sled. Can we do that tomorrow?
Maybe when Dad gets back, but yes, we can do that sometime soon.
All right. I love you, Daddy.
All right.
Don't
Love you
stay
too.
up too late.
I won't. And he's gonna shut the door and then go check on his sons.
Okay. So your two sons are actually already in bed, and one of them kind of opens their eyes when you come into the room and, Dad, Sister was
All right.
talking about a light, and I don't see any light. Do you see the light?
Is this Frederick talking? He's 12 and Stevie's 16, so
Yeah, it's the 12-year-old.
okay. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe she has some gift of sight or something. At least that's what Talus was saying. It may be some sort of special ability.
But I want to see the light. She said it was really pretty, and the caribou's eyes she said were lighting up, but I looked at them too, and I thought I saw something, but it only was there for a moment, and then I didn't see it again, Dad.
Yeah, I don't know. Dad's gonna go check this out, so you'll I'll go figure out what this light is that people are seeing.
Are we gonna go and
And
get wood tomorrow? I want to hit something with my axe.
Stevie will take you because he's gonna have to man the shop tomorrow.
Okay. Have a good
Stay
night.
close to him though, okay?
All right, Daddy.
All right, get some sleep.
All
And
right.
he's gonna shut the door and then go get in bed with his wife and try to sleep.
Sounds good. She's already sleeping when you crawl in. She kind of, moves towards you and touches her freezing feet to your body, and she's only says that, finally I get a little bit of warmth. Um, so meanwhile, back in the storage unit, for you, Mr. Monk, what are you doing?
Ty, what's up, bud?
He wrote BRB in Hangouts.
Oh, okay. So we'll come back. We'll come back to him in a moment. You two, what are you guys doing back at the Smith shop? You guys crashed for the night already? Calling it a night?
Oh yeah, crashed out.
Before you fall asleep, I ask if you'd like me to sing you a goodnight song.
And I just kind of grunt and roll over.
And then I break into the song. Nighttime it is. Time to go to sleep. And everyone will see you tomorrow.
Yeah, as I bury my head in my pillow.
Awesome. So you were a little bit busy here, Samus. What are you doing now? Like you're coming back into the shop, and we've got Talus who's heading out to spend the night with the caribou. He's got a nice blanket he's carrying with him to lay on the floor. What is Samus doing?
Samus is a late night kind of guy. And considering Bobby's already in bed.
Yeah, Bobby crashed.
Yeah, Bobby's in bed for a little while. I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna pour myself one drink, just one. I'm just gonna hang on the bar for a little while, kind of sip it to myself, look outside. I'm just gonna look out the windows and have a drink to myself. Try
So
and collect my thoughts a little bit.
do you take it from the container that had the extra roping, or do you just take it from the other container?
Where exactly is that container with the roping? It's right in the front door, or what? I said I was gonna keep an eye on it.
Yeah. So when you were back out there, that's what I'm asking. Did you take one from the shop
They're
or
all.
try to, or do you sneak back out there after he goes to bed?
No, I'm definitely gonna go out there. If there's nobody out there, I'm gonna pour myself a drink of the good stuff.
You might have a couple of steps before Talus gets out there. Talus, why don't we have you roll a spot check? See if you see him trying to slip back in with the bottle.
Okay. Come on.
God damn it.
That's a 21.
Yeah.
All right.
So you're pretty
All right.
certain that you just saw him sneak in with a bottle of the good stuff again.
What's the plan, Talus?
I will go in. I'll tell the caribou, excuse me for a minute. I'll go in. By the way, since I'm going out and then going back in, do I set off the alarm spell?
Yes.
Well, then you would probably, however it was set up, you will probably hear the alarm spell going off.
I don't. Where exactly? I went in there and I grabbed a drink for myself. What's the status here, Brennan? I guess it's on you.
Yeah, you would have saw him like in passing, like you just walked past each other, and then he kind of thinks about what he just saw. He opens the
Yeah.
door, and then he's like, "Oh, he just had a bottle of alcohol, and he's going back in to drink it." And then
Okay.
when he closes the door, and the alarm spell goes off, as he walks back across the
All
threshold.
right. All right. I see. I see that happened. I see that he saw me. He walked past me on my way back out. But I'm gonna go back into the shop. I'm just gonna pour myself a drink, and I'm gonna set it on the counter. And I'm just gonna sit out the front window and just pour myself one drink, and I'm gonna sip on it there.
I will walk in. I'm not going to say a word. I'll just walk over, pick up the bottle of wine, cork it, and take it with me, and turn around and walk back out.
Fair enough.
And
not gonna-
once I'm outside, I will stop, turn back, open the door, stick my head in, and say, "That's another 3 days' work." Then close the door, and I'll take the bottle with me and go back to the caribou.
Yeah, you're not my boss. I'm not gonna say a word. I'm just gonna chill. Just have my one glass. I'm gonna have my one glass. I'm gonna sip on it. Stay up late at night. I can't sleep anyway. I'm an alcoholic.
Okay. So, Talus, you don't have too hard a time falling asleep. You're used to laying on the floor. You
Well,
might even
I was considering this animal seems unusual. I mean, I figured there would be some hay or something. I kind of would make up for a bed, and if we've got the stuff, I wanted to make sure it had water and food if we have it available.
Yeah, I mean, you can bring out water. Typically, what they'll do is they'll start a fire and then they'll put some ice blocks by the fire in
Well,
a pan.
I can cast create water. I mean, if I've got a bucket or something.
Sure. Yep. There's buckets.
And then as I lay down in the hay, I'll kind of watch the caribou, and I'm going to talk to it just a little bit in Elvish. My thinking is I don't really know animals, but I figure, well, if animals understand anything, it would probably be Elvish. And I'm just going to talk to it gently and kind of say, you're definitely a different kind of beast, and maybe we'll find out tomorrow what you're about and your companion, and just sort of gentle talk with it until I fall asleep, basically.
So it seems, a little bit more calm at first when you laid down by it and came into even when you opened the door and to come in with it, it was kind of a little skittish and almost looked like it wanted to bolt out the door. But as you prepare a bed like of hay and you get everything laid out and you give it the water and you're talking to it in a soothing voice in Elven, you notice that it's breathing a little easier and it's got its head down a little bit less defensive, and it quickly falls asleep. It doesn't really seem to reply to you. It just seems to be a little more calmed down.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna come out, and I'm gonna come out and sit next to him. It's lonely sitting in that bar by myself. I know he's out there, so sitting on his own in the cold. So I'm gonna come out and sit down next to him. I don't want to be alone.
Okay, so you don't want to drink alone?
No, I finished my drink and I came out and sat down because I don't want to go back to my room.
All right.
Does it wake me up, or do I know he comes in?
Yeah, it was pretty quick. Just maybe like 20 minutes later, I came out.
Okay. Well, when he sits down next to me, I'll just kind of look over at him. You can pay us back later, and I'll just hand him the bottle of wine back.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate it.
Okay, and then I'll go to sleep.
Okay, so you're not partaking in any wine that you gave him?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No.
And how much of the bottle would you say you drink?
I drank down to half the bottle and passed out.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, I need everyone to, while you're sleeping, I need you to roll let's call it a perception check, essentially. You can use your wisdom modifier for it.
Would it be? Are we using listen, spot, or?
Yeah, I mean it's kind of a combination of things, but listen might be the most prevalent in this instance.
Okay.
Okay, listen or charisma?
Listen.
Holy crap! My
Good
listen's
old
a plus
18
5.
on my behalf.
18 plus 5, 23.
Okay, so Tordik, what did you say?
18.
Okay, thank you. Talus, you got a 9, it looks like.
Yeah, I'm asleep.
Okay. 23, 22. What? Travel got a 0.
Yep, I have a -1.
That's awesome.
You only rolled a 20 there. Same as. You need to roll 1d20.
Gotcha. 1
If it
second.
was crit, it'd be green. Just so you know. There you go. So plus 2, make that a 19.
Yeah, 19.
Okay. So everyone who got over a 20, you kind of wake up suddenly at the sound of a door like being thrust open.
Alright. I'm gonna get up out of bed, go to my armoire, and grab my sword, and open up my door to look down the hallway to see if it was one of the doors in the hallway.
Yeah, it's definitely not one of the doors in the hallway. It looks like everything's fine that way. You do hear some kind of loud footsteps and some crunching in the snow outside or from outside the windows.
I'm gonna run downstairs and open the front door and see what's going on.
Okay, so who else all rolled higher than a 20? Anybody?
I think it was just me.
Yeah, okay, so you wake up, everyone else, you're lying asleep as the door to the storage area bursts open and the caribou rams his way out. Um, the girl also is scurrying out from the room, and she's she's already got the door open as you're just coming down the stairs to try to open the front door, and you see her like leap from the stairs onto the back of her caribou, and they're just gone by the time you get down the stairs. You look out and you're like, "No, where are you going?" And she kind of looks back and she says, "I'm sorry, we have to leave now."
Now I'm gonna, as she's riding away, I'm gonna ask her um, to give me a guesstimate of how far the light is.
She says, "If you cannot see it, you'll never be able to find us. Just follow our tracks."
Very well. I'm gonna go back up and into my room and start putting on my armor and grabbing my gear.
Okay, so it takes a couple of minutes, and you come down. For the rest of you, you get to roll a listen check again as you hear all this shouting. The town's not very big, and the blacksmith shop isn't too far down the road. So everyone, go ahead and make a listen check again.
For rolling a 0, I'm actually going to abstain from rolling a listen check on this one as well.
That wine hit Toradek like a truck.
Right?
I'm still asleep.
Yeah.
I saw some good shit, man.
Seamus, what did you get? 7? Okay, so yeah, all of you guys are still sleeping. The only one who's awake comes down. He's got his armor on. You go out the front door, and you see that what you feared is true. The doors to your storage unit are blown off from the impact of the caribou, and you see Seamus lying on the floor, as well as uh, Chan,
I did have my alarm spell up, though, on the door to the stall, though.
because it went off earlier.
Oh, it consumes it? Damn it. Alright.
So I'm gonna kick Seamus awake. And I'm going to just lightly wake Talus.
So you kick Samus awake and you shake Talus gently.
Yeah. Is there, would I notice anything besides like, are any barrels destroyed or anything, or just the front door for the storage?
Yeah, no, I mean nothing appears to be missing, short of a couple of splinters of wood where the door used to be. Uh, it's just an incredible amount of force must have
Okay.
been behind that impact, and I mean you're looking around. The only thing you can see otherwise is just a light speckling of blood uh, going in the direction of the footprints, and then of course the footprints themselves.
Light speckle of blood. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna wake them, and then he's gonna head inside, and he's gonna write a quick note to his family, saying I'll be back um, in a short amount of time, 1 or 2 weeks. Have Stevie watch the shop and repair the storage door, and teach. Um, have my wife teach them how to bake things and stuff, and man the front of the house, and have Frederick help as well.
Okay, so you guys get up, and by this point, it's the sun's starting to come up. I mean, it's not quite morning yet, but you can see the first rays of Batu come across the mountains, and you see the glimmering lights on the cold snow, and it's by no means warm. It's probably about -30. You got a strong wind, and you guys are all gathered together, and you're heading towards the north gate after these footprints. Is there anything you want to do before you set out?
Get my sled dogs.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna grab my dogs.
Okay, so you guys get your dogs from where you keep them, and you said you have a sled.
Yeah, I have a sled. It's a two-person sled, so Talus can ride on mine
I've got a,
as well.
I've got,
And it has storage capabilities, military saddlebags, so I have a bunch of crap in it.
Okay.
I've just got a sled, 2 dogs, so it's just me and my stuff.
All right, Tordek and Treble, how are you guys getting around?
Well, I'll leave the master some gold, and I'll take off with his sled and his dogs.
You got a spot on there for Treble?
Yeah, as long as he doesn't sing, he can play his flute. No more singing.
Under those terms.
Yep.
Sounds good to me.
All right, so you guys are tearing towards the front gate, and as you get there, for those of you that have been in the town, you know that they don't open it until the sun is full in the sky. They don't like to open the gate, but you also notice that it doesn't appear that the tracks go all the way to the gate. They kind of turn left very abruptly, and then there aren't any more tracks.
Interesting. Uh, I say I'm gonna go ahead and use my detect magic hint, level 0 level spell. Where the tracks disappear.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely get a hint that there's something magical, remnant still there, but as far as any existing aura beyond that, there isn't anything for you there.
Damn it. All right.
So Bobby's going to remember his conversation with his daughter from last night and the direction she was pointing from the window. He's going to try and map that out in his head and be like, as long as we head that direction, I think we'll be okay.
So as far as you can recall, let's just have you roll a generic intelligence check and add your int modifier.
All right. Lost my int mode. 13.
Yeah, so you didn't sleep very well last night, and you're feeling pretty tired today, and you're not certain of this, but you're fairly confident that it was north. Like just head out the same north gate, and then once you get out of the gate, continue heading north. It was pretty much true north.
Like, all right, guys, I'm pretty sure my daughter saw the same light, and so I'm pretty confident. Am I not fully confident? Or
You're fairly confident, but not fully confident in that. No.
As you point in that direction, I speak up and I say, I can tell you if that is north or not. And I cast no direction.
So surprisingly, where he's pointing is almost exactly north. You kind of like touch his arm and move it like about half an inch or so, and it is exact north.
And I say, that is definitely north. We should go that way.
all right.
So you guys wait at the gates for a little bit for them to open, or do you try to persuade the guards to let you out?
Bobby will try and convince the guards for half price for baked goods if they open the gates now, but close them as soon as we leave, obviously.
Half price for how long, Bobby?
We'll go 2 weeks for when he returns for baked goods.
And a bottle of wine?
How many guards is there?
There's 2 on duty right now. It's a fairly lightly staffed thing.
It's like,
How about half a bottle of wine?
I
Right now.
got
yeah, well,
right now.
we-
Right now, I will hand over my half bottle of wine.
like he'll give you a half bottle. Wait,
Yeah,
is that
I
one
know.
of my bottles?
My apologies, but this is for you
You're
guys.
gonna owe me again.
This is top of the line shit. Trust me.
All right, well, a half a bottle now then. And they kind of look at each other and they go, I didn't see him, did you? The other one looks back and says, as long as I get half of that bottle. And he says, one moment. And they open the gates for you.
Like, thanks, gentlemen.
As soon as you step out of the town, just how cold it is and how well the walls protect you, it's kind of crazy because you begin hearing the wind blowing.
And also, as soon as we step out of the town, I immediately make my apologies to Bobby the Breadnought about stealing his bottle of wine.
Like, doesn't matter. You're still gonna owe me. That stuff isn't. It only comes in every now and then in the
I'm
shipments.
sure you'll be saving money on this deal, right? All right,
No,
all right,
you're gonna pay me back.
all right, fine, whatever.
Because if not, we can go talk to the guards again.
Yeah, I'm happy to stay, you bastard. All right, let's get out of here.
All right, so you guys start heading off, and as you're heading out of town, you kind of like looking around. You're looking east, you're looking west, and of course you're looking north, the direction that you're heading. And it might be a while before you return. Is there anything you want to say or do, before you actually pursue these tracks? Because now on the other side of the wall, you kind of see the tracks jut from the right, and now they're heading true north again.
Talus will ask everyone to come together and stand in a circle.
All right.
Bobby's gonna make a joke. He's like, "This isn't one of those prayer things again, is it, Talus?"
It is.
You know that's always weird.
It is.
Talus, whatever you say,
Alright.
man, I got your back.
Whatever everybody else does, Talus will take to a knee and bow his head and prayer, dear gods of light, protect us as we go forth beyond the city walls, and guide us along our path, and bring no troubles along our way. And he'll kind of look up and look around and maybe help some of these people with their drinking problems. Amen.
I'm gonna show
Bobby's gonna clap, be like, "Yes, they're costing me money."
I'm gonna show full support for Talus, and I'm gonna do whatever he asks of me.
So Tordek, what are you doing when they say about help these people with their drinking problems? You probably have a little bit of a headache right now.
I've got no problem.
Okay. How about you, Treble? You take offense to the prayer?
I don't take offense to the prayer. As soon as he says amen, I break into a song.
What are you saying?
Yeah.
Traveling we will. Everyone work together and travel we will. Go down the road, down the road. Everybody work together and we will come back and live again.
That's it. Get off my sled.
I was not on your sled as I sang, therefore I can sing.
Yeah.
Damn it.
You only said no singing on the sled, so I do not believe that
True.
qualifies.
True.
Yes, good point.
All right. So you guys are all feeling a little bit better, from that. Your nerves are calm. You're not quite as nervous as you once were about, leaving the town. How many of you have been outside the wall before?
I have. I'm a traveler.
Bobby definitely has, as he was one of the people who helped settle here as well.
Yeah, Talus has been out of the walls.
Okay. Which direction did you guys go when you came out before? Let's start with you, Bobby.
He's gone north as well to go hunt, like he said earlier, for his family and everything, and establish some sort of meat supply for them, because you can't survive off just bread and carbs. They would all be definitely not doing so well, and he knows this as being a soldier and a squire. He's seen it happen, so.
Okay. How about you? Tordek? How far out did you go, and what direction?
I might have gone half a mile or so around town, around the outskirts of town. I don't have any real reason for being out there that I'm aware of, so I don't really see I'd be out there. I mean, I've only been in town for a month and a half. Came in through the port at the beginning of the summer, so yeah, I'd say about a half mile to a mile around town.
Okay, and how about you, Samos?
I've actually come from the north. I come from the college up north. I came south because I know better than to head north. That's where my school was, up north. This is the furthest south I've ever been.
Okay, so you were a little bit further up in some kind of secret arcane school?
Correct.
About how far off would you say that way? Maybe a few miles, or?
I mean, more than a few. I mean, I'd say I've probably traveled 20 miles tops.
Okay. All right, so you're familiar with the terrain a little bit, but only in a singular direction as it heads back to the city?
Right.
All right, so you've got the most experience. Do you think you try to take the lead here, heading north, or anything you want to say about like what to expect for the next few miles, or?
I will say, I mean, all I know is that we need to make sure that we stop and rest up at every outpost along the way, whether it be small or large, and we need to make sure we keep our diplomacy in check, because we need these people to stay alive in this wilderness.
Well, I am very charismatic, so if you need anybody to speak to, anybody that approaches us, if you need somebody to, make small conversations, a little small talk along the way, I'll definitely step up on those.
I'm gonna go ahead and say you are welcome to take the lead, because in my experiences it had not gone so well.
Well, I don't know where I'm going in these lands, but if you need somebody to actually, do some of the diplomacy, I'll definitely see what I can do.
You're the boss when we get there. I don't have much
I
knowledge
would
of the
also
neighborhood.
recommend that I talk to people as well, because of the fact that um, still having some sort of military background, I might be able to have some sway with guards or soldiers in the outposts to get us some
Right.
room and board,
All right.
And
Yeah,
I get along with everyone.
especially if they know Mark Tullius.
it's gonna be dangerous, and we're gonna run into a lot of small towns, a lot of people that are really secluded. So you guys go ahead and take a lead on those situations because I have not been so successful in that environment.
Okay. So what you guys remember, basically, for those of you who've been out a decent ways, you said that you were out about 20 miles. There's actually only one. Uh, I guess you could call it a village, but it's probably more even like a hamlet. In all honesty, very few buildings, and that's pretty much due north as well. Otherwise, there's nothing between the city and the tower where you were once training.
Okay, yeah, the college that I came from was a very private college. It was not part of a city. We were very secluded where we came from. And where I came down as part of my history with my dragon was somewhere I have no idea, basically. I've never been there before. I know it was southwest of where the tower was, but more than that, I know very little besides that one hamlet.
Okay. And how about you? How about you, Bobby? How far out did you say you were?
Um, he would have hunted between here and probably that village, trying not to impose on their meat supply. But he had gone in other directions as well because, when you're tracking a beast, you don't necessarily follow it on a road.
Okay.
Not,
So he's
not,
he's used to the terrain and the tough ice and snow.
not
So
every single time, but Talus probably would have gone with him sometimes to try to talk him out of slaying some poor defenseless little animal, like a wolf.
Okay. Sounds good. So you guys begin heading north after your little powwow on what you're gonna do and uh, where you've gone. So as you're heading north on the road, you begin to hear the sounds of howling off in the distance. This is pretty normal. There are a lot of wolves out here. There's certainly polar bears that you've seen, but those are fewer and fewer this time of year. They tend to take in to the caves and whatnot. Um, Really, the only other thing that you guys are familiar with besides the village, there is one cave nearby that if a storm blew in, you guys might take shelter in. But other than that, you're just kind of heading north. Um, is what would your guys' positions be if you had to describe like how you're traveling? Is there anyone in the front, like kind of like further out than the rest? I mean, I know you guys are on sleds, so that's a little more difficult.
I
But
think I would be the furthest because I think I have the most dogs on my sled.
okay,
I'll
so
follow.
you,
So I would be up front.
I'll follow in second.
okay, and then
I'm
Tordek,
pretty
you and
ambitious and I'm pretty ambitious and a little drunk, so I really want to get the show on the road.
okay, and Tordek and Treble, you're bringing up the rear then.
Sounds good to me.
All right. So if you want to go ahead and switch your characters where you are on the screen here. Just remember your pairings.
Are we traveling left to right, north to south on the grid there?
So north is north, so up is north, left is west, right is east.
So we should actually be at the bottom of the map then, I'd assume, correct?
Yeah. Now, whose sled are you on, Samus?
I have my own sled. It's just me and my two dogs.
Okay.
But I'm gonna keep this. I guess I'll keep that 10 foot. Wait, it's 10 foot distance.
Okay. And how about you, Chan, Talus? You're on the sled with Bobby?
I would have been with
Yeah.
riding Bobby's sled. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, how far do you think you guys would travel? The squares are not the 5 foot grid that you would use, in normal movement.
I
So,
forget. I forget we're going north. Joe, you need to move your spot up so we can get behind you, bud.
You were in front of us. I thought you were in the middle.
No, I'm behind you, man. You got 4 dogs, right? Or who has 4 dogs?
I have 4 dogs. I'm at the front.
All right. I'm
I'm
off
in the
here to the
middle.
side, right about there. Going north.
all right, perfect. So you guys are in your positions, and how far up do you want to go? Every square is about 100 feet.
Oh, okay. I don't know, a couple 100 feet. I don't.
Let's see, I have 4 dogs, and I believe their movement is 60. Move to about here. 1, 2, 3.
Well, if you're moving up there, then we of course would follow. Just gotta keep that same pattern, I believe.
Okay, so you're going to travel in the same position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Have you guys just kind of look around and roll some spot checks? If you guys would do that for me, thank you.
Sure, I'll roll spot checks with my -1.
Woohoo! Nat 20. 21.
Total of 19.
6.
Everyone done rolling?
Yeah,
Yep.
I got a natural 20.
All right. So anyone who rolled 15 or higher with your modifiers, you guys see kind of off in the distance smoke rising in the from the direction of the village.
Okay.
Snapping the reins to get there a lot faster.
All right. You guys mush your dogs as well. You guys gonna go?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll pick up the pace.
So after probably about a half an hour worth of traveling, you start to see tracks in the snow, and these are not the caribou tracks that you've been following, since you've left. These appear to be like roughly humanoid footprints. And who got the 20? Was that Ty?
Yes.
Okay, so Talus.
And
Go
me.
ahead. And who?
Tordek.
And Tordek.
Tordek? Okay.
Hey boss, what would you say the wind speed is right now?
Roughly 25, 30 miles an hour. It's a pretty good wind. Nothing.
Damn it. All right.
Nothing too intense for here right now. You kind of see some movement in the tree line off to the right. The two of you who did this.
Okay.
Talus will point in that direction.
What
I'll
you're
kinda-
seeing.
I'll kind of slap Bobby on the back and then point over his shoulder in that direction.
Okay.
I do the same to Treble.
I'll look over there. Don't know if I see anything.
I am going to as well.
Am I
Okay.
able to drag an image?
Yes, you can drag an image onto the thing.
You guys seeing anything?
Not yet.
No. You want to all move? You all want to move to the limit of the left, to the west?
Did you drag it to?
Here, I'm just gonna do this here. Did you guys get anything pop up on your screen?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So kind of off in the tree line, you see that just coming out of the trees.
Oh, jeez.
What in the hell do we have here?
How far away?
Probably a couple 100 feet. I mean, you could get there in a few rounds. You know, if you were to turn towards him.
Can we get that up on the map? Can you guys move to the west so we can get that on the map?
Yeah, I'm trying to do that. For some reason, it's not letting me drag it in.
Well, all of them.
No. If you made a character tab, or if you drag and dropped from the file itself, you could drag it to.
Oh, that's right. I can do it that way. Hold on.
Yep.
But you guys, the PCs should move over by me and fucking Treble.
Well, we don't have to. He's got plenty of map over
All
here.
right. Yeah, I guess I forgot about that.
If each one of these squares is 100 feet.
Oh,
so
yeah, that's right.
it'd be like over here.
Okay, fair enough.
And I think that ratio will change as well, just since we're traveling much faster. It gives it that sense of that you've moved a further distance.
All right. Sorry, it's taking a second. I just got to grab the guy here.
And who's our cleric?
What cleric?
I was gonna say, do we have one? No.
I sing much better than a cleric.
We have a fighter, a bard, a wizard, a monk, and a marshal.
Seems like you guys are in a good spot.
Yeah.
Well, the monk has one level of healer. I mean, I can cast Cure Light Wounds on somebody.
That'll probably wind up being me a lot.
Yeah, it could be.
I gotta zoom out here and shrink him down.
The guy is scary as hell, and he's like fucking 4,000 feet tall.
Yeah, no. I turn my sled and run.
Yeah, right. I'm like, what the fuck is that? I'm out of here.
It's a skeletal.
Throw bread at it. Run.
It's a skeletal warrior the size of Godzilla.
All right.
Apparently, his enlarged person just ran out and he shrunk down to size.
Okay, he's to the west, or is that where his location right now?
Yeah, he's here.
God damn it. All right.
So if you guys want to go ahead and roll initiative, we can do that since you're heading in his direction.
Yes, initiative with improved initiative.
Is there a way to get that to show up on the bottom of the screen or something, as opposed to just rolling dice?
I got a 7.
We had Dex initiative, right?
How did you get a 10.06?
I don't know. I don't know.
He's special.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, looks like Seamus, you're gonna be going first. Good thing you're the closest to him.
Okay, yeah, that is a good thing, isn't it? All right, give me just one moment.
I suppose
You
I
can
should
pull up
his
turn order
initiative.
for us.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can pull up turn order for us and put us on turn order so we know.
Yep. Let's see. Turn order.
I rolled a total of 16.
I believe I have turn order up. How do I add you guys to it?
All right, right click on a token, and it'll say add turn. Left click with that for each token.
Gotcha.
So right click, left click. And you guys can put in your own initiative, so you just click the 0 and you can put it in.
Click the 0.
Mine's showing up already. Or is that?
Yeah, it's because you used your sheet initiative.
Oh, okay.
Let me see if I do get that weird thing.
Yeah, I don't know what that's from.
Oh, that's why I didn't do it. Okay, so to do it again, select your character token, and you should see your these bubbles pop above your head once you select your token, right?
Yeah.
Open your sheet and then click initiative.
Okay. I don't want to do it now because I don't want to screw things up, but I'll try to remember that.
Yeah, so.
All right, you guys all see your turn order?
Yeah. I can't pull up my weapon and attack, right?
That should be. If you don't have quick draw, no.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull up my weapon and move my 30 feet. 10, 20, 10.
So yeah, as you're closing in, the grids become 10-foot squares.
10-foot squares, gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. And diagonal.
If you're on your sled, you have more movement, by the way.
Okay, what is that exactly?
For riding dogs, I believe they have a movement of 40 feet each.
40 feet. But I've got two.
Yeah, and you'd be using their
yeah, they're
movement, not
tied together,
yours.
so I got 40 feet total. And how does diagonal work?
10, it's double, so it's 20 feet.
Okay. 10, 20, 30, 40. Go out here, pull out my short bow.
Brave Sir Robin. All right, anyone else? Who's next after him? It looks like Bobby.
All right, so what you do is, you can set the descending order with the stuff, but let's see. Right now it's my turn. I have 4 dogs.
Did that guy get a 0 for real? That's brutal.
No, I haven't filled it in yet. I'm filling it in right now. Sorry, guys.
So let's see. Each square is 10 feet right now. So that's 60 feet for my aura. Use aura.
Oh shoot! I only
Yep.
have a 60-foot range, so.
Well,
There's my aura.
Knowing that, can I please change?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, 60-foot range right there.
Well, and that's range increments, so you can shoot further with it. It's just you'll take a negative to your to hit roll if you have to shoot further. So.
Yeah, it's like -2 or something. It's
It's
not a
minus
lot.
2 for each distance, so -2, -4, -6, a maximum times 4 distance.
I'll just go my 60 feet right there. That's my
Okay,
range.
so no penalty to hit. That's
Right.
it for your turn.
2, 3, 4. So if I move, wouldn't technically Talus move since he's on the
Good
Yeah.
point.
Yep,
sled?
That's the good
Okay.
news.
the bad news, I hate to be the party pooper, but anyone who's within 20 feet of me cannot take a violent action except in self-defense.
Well, make sure you move far enough away from me. That's bullshit.
Well, I'm going to when it's my turn. I mean, you can make a save to try to beat that.
Okay. So there we go. Talus, you'd be right here. And that'll be my turn because I can draw my weapon as a free action, and I'm just gonna save my attack action if need be, so I can interrupt.
All of a sudden, there are 3 of them.
That
Yep.
sucks.
So there are 3 of them for real.
For real.
That's bullshit.
Turning him around sounds like a good plan to me.
I look at you and I say, "Don't make me start singing."
So next would be the guy in the middle.
All right. And he's going to try to pull his, what does he have here, a spear? He's going to try to aim his spear and ride through you on your sleigh.
Who exactly?
That should be against Bobby.
Yeah, he's doing it from an angular
Yeah.
attack. He's not going to run straight at him. So, does a 27 hit?
Yeah, I think that would hit almost
Okay.
everybody.
Let's see here. Rolling damage right now. That is 12 damage.
Okay. Quick question. Since I saved my standard, could I have reflex save to possibly
Yeah, I mean,
lessen
you can try to
damage?
tilt to try to take less of a spear tip in yourself. Sure.
Sweet.
You're looking for a 15.
So 19 plus
Okay.
reflex.
So you got it. You're gonna take not half. I'll say you take a third less damage.
Okay. Just make minus 8. There we go.
All right. Who's next here? Looks like this guy. Okay. Here we go.
This is rare.
Same thing. Oh, nat 20.
Ouch! God damn it!
Oh my goodness, this is not going to be good. Let's see here. Oh, max damage on the dice roll too. I got an 8.
Oh.
This is retarded. Okay, so you're looking at 11 damage times 2, 22 damage.
Holy fuck! I would be dead.
I'm still alive.
Damn.
And then next we have Talus.
You're still alive, but how bad a shape are you in?
You can see his health bar.
I got about a third of
You
health
what?
left. I have about a third of
It
health
looks
left.
like
so
a lot less than that.
less than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shoot.
It should be heal time.
Okay, I'm going to, since I'm on the back with him, I'll slap a Cure Light Wounds on him. Let's see. I've got some bonuses to this, so. Oh, okay. You get back 13, no, not 13, 11 points of damage.
Nice.
And if I can, where
Let's see. What stat does that use?
do what?
What stat does that use?
Charisma. Yeah, charisma.
Sweet. I would give because you're within 60 feet. It'd give you
Oh,
a bonus. So I'd get
okay.
back 12.
And actually, if I can, where I'm at, I want to drop off of the sled because I can
Sure.
move as fast as the.
Yep, give me a jump check to roll clear of the trampling of the horse, and then give me a tumble check to see if you take any fall damage afterwards.
Okay.
All right. You managed to jump far enough away so you're not going to get trampled by that horse.
Okay.
Which direction are you jumping? Are you jumping to the north or to the south?
Probably to the north.
Okay, so you're heading up here.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and yep, there you go.
Okay.
Actually, you want to be clear of it, so you probably want to go here.
Okay.
Otherwise, you'd get trampled.
Okay, that's fine.
And is it?
Yeah. Is your aura of non-combat a mind affecting?
Do
ability?
what?
Is your aura of non-combat a mind affecting?
It's a
ability?
supernatural ability.
Hey, Brennan, can you bring up hit die for the enemies? Or that hit point bar?
Yep. 1 second. Which one is that? The green one?
Yeah.
Whichever one you put the health into. He doesn't have to.
Yeah, I guess it's
yeah.
up to you.
I don't think you would know. You know.
All right.
I'm just gonna leave it off
Yeah,
here.
Yeah,
that's
you're
your
only
fault.
supposed to know if you see visible bleeding on an enemy, technically. Once they know half health, you know that they're at half health by declaring bleed, but other than that,
Alright.
you're not really supposed to know. There are abilities to see people's health bars, though. To know
Notice
which health they
level
have.
up. It's a feat. No. All right. That would be Tordek.
Okay, let's see.
Quick question, real quick. Joe just asked, if it's supernatural, his mind affecting, wouldn't they still have to roll for their will to be able to attack? Because anything within 20 feet before he moved, they were both within range, and they have a DC save to attack,
One moment.
technically. Because I didn't threaten
Yep,
them.
one moment.
Sorry, I don't mean to retcon it. I just want to make sure that we're catching everything as best we can. There's going to be stuff that,
Yeah.
goes by us, but...
That's a good point, just so we
Yeah, and I don't know
clarify that
if
later.
I mean, I don't remember anything the rules about undead being immune or anything like that.
Yeah, they're immune. Undead are immune to mind-affecting abilities, which is why I asked if it was very specifically what
Okay.
the effect was.
What's the DC
Coming.
on that, Ty?
18.
They have pretty good will saves. 34.
Wow.
Wowza.
And the other one, a 23.
Wow.
Wow, that is scary.
That's goodwill saves.
All right.
That is very scary.
Who's up next?
Alright, so I steer our sled over in their direction, and as we're headed that way, I pull my short bow and knock an arrow.
All right.
Now, am I capable of attacking on the same round that I pull with 3.5?
Well, so you were watching Mr. Simos do his thing. So
Yeah.
while he was doing his, I mean, I could say that you drew it then and maybe have a chance to fire it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Works for me if it's okay with everybody else.
Yeah. Also, if you had quick draw, you could have done it as a free action. Really.
And I don't have quick draw. Let's see, so... Attack bonus with that is a... Wow, not a whole lot. So... And that's a 15.
15 to hit.
Yes.
All right, you got him.
All right. So that is, let's see here. 1d6 and no add bonus for damage, so total of 4 damage.
All right, I'll make note of it. And which one was that you're hitting? The one here?
Yeah.
Okay. Noted.
As an arrow flies out and catches him in his right hip.
Ouch. And that would be treble clef.
Yep, Treble Clef, seeing the battle starting very scarily, tries to inspire his newly made companions, and he'll break into song to inspire courage.
All right, you got your aura on for that?
Yeah, everybody should be able to see it.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody
We're all in range,
as long
yeah.
as they stay within range, are affected. They get a +1 morale bonus on saving throws against charm and fear effects, and a +1 morale bonus on attack and weapon damage rolls. So it's attack and damage.
All right, so now it's this guy's turn here. He's going to go ahead and he's going to do run at ×4. And he's going to attempt to run you through with his spear.
Oh, well, that sucks.
19.
And that hits.
All right. Uh, 11 damage.
Ouch.
Shit. This is scary, guys.
It's because they're lancing. If they were just trying to poke at you, it'd be significantly less. Momentum from the horse makes it a far more dangerous attack. Plus, it's not much effort. They just kind of point the spear at you, and
So
your
they're
horse
all
does all the
mounted,
work.
Brennan?
Yeah, they're what you see.
Alright.
Now we're back up to the top of the key.
Okay, just give me one moment. We have any big damage dealers? Who is our main damage here? Probably me, right? Okay. I've already got my bow out. I got that +1. I'm gonna go ahead and attack here with my bow. How do I ping?
Just hold down the left click on what you're hitting. Okay, so the same guy that was
Yeah.
attacked before?
Yep.
All right,
With my
go ahead.
with my longbow, I got +2. Oh, +3